Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Fate War. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game since the launch, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Today we are going to speak about one of the most important things about any Kingdom Builder game, which is of course heroes, right? In Fate War, I believe this is a new game. It's not even been like 1 month since the new Fate War came out with the new name, and we don't really have a lot of heroes, right? But whatever heroes we have, it's really important for us to know how to use them, right? Especially if you are a free-to-play player just like me. So in this video we're gonna speak about the talents of every hero which I have, and whichever heroes I don't have, actually I will just give you my opinion, right? Of course the talent trees and the tips and tricks will be from my own experience, from in general Kingdom Builder games, and also from Fate War, which I have been playing since the launch, right? So first hero, which is Kalthas, we will speak about the talent trees of the Kalthas, right? And until we're gonna go to talent trees, I have to mention that I believe Kalthas is like skill damage user, mainly burst damage dealer, not a normal attacker, right? So Kalthas has Hunter, X-Thrower, and Attack, right? I believe Hunter is great basically only for PvE monsters, not for the open field PvP, and I believe this is not the best choice if you are going to choose the talent trees. In my opinion, in order for you to utilize Kalthas, you have to go as an X-Thrower, right? Because I believe X-Thrower has all the talents, which is great for your hero, which is using the rage, and which is also using the skill as a main damage dealer ability, right? For example, we have violent tendencies. Normal attacks from this hero troop will regenerate additional rage, and we always want to regenerate as much rage as possible because Kalthas actually deals damage by the rage, right? It's not a normal attack X-Thrower unit, right? Here we have devastating blow, skill damage dealt increase, which is basically perfect for Kalthas, right? Here we have 10% chance for normal attacks for these hero X-Thrower troops to launch an additional attack on the target. Damage factor 1k, yet again damage factor, and of course main talent skill for X-Throwers, which is Swift Strike. 10% chance for normal attacks from this hero X-Thrower troop to increase the attack of this troop by 24% for 2 seconds, right? So I believe in general for the Kalthas, going all in on the X-Thrower should be the correct choice. And of course, if you are building Kalthas, you will have more points, and I wouldn't recommend for you to go for the Hunter. I would always recommend for you to go for the Attack, right? And I believe Attack talent tree is mainly focused on normal attacks. And that's here, right? 10% chance for normal attacks from this hero troop to trigger Berserker, right? Like everything which is connected to the attack talent tree is mainly through normal attacks, right? And that's why for the Kalthas to be viable, I believe X-Thrower talent tree until the full will be the good choice, and attack talent tree until whatever you want to go will be the choice, right? Depends on your star levels. If you're gonna max build Kalthas, you will have a lot of talent points and you will be going for the better skills. And of course I'm doing the same because I'm focusing on Kalthas. That's the first hero, X-Thrower. As an X-Thrower main on this account, I believe Kalthas is a great choice for the free-to-play players. The next hero, which is Vista. Vista is balanced, versatile, and support, and if we're gonna check out her skills, we will understand that Vista is debuffer and healer, right? She's pretty good with the rallies because she will receive 3% damage reduced, and of course some healing, some debuffs, some skill damage increase. So basically she's more of a support style, right? And for the Vista, I believe, like for example, balanced talent trees can be useful for every single troop type. I'm using Vista for the X-Thrower, that's why for the balanced I went for the Survivor's Counter Strike, increase attack of these heroes X-Thrower troops by 8%. So basically this one single tree is for X-Throwers, right? This one is for the cavalry troops, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one is for cavalry. This one should be for beast riders, and this one is for the berserker, right? So if you are going for extrovert, you are going for the emergency field aid. If you are going for berserkers, you are going for mass defense. If you are going for cavalry, you are going for mass attack, and for the beast riders, reorder and reorganize should be the talent choice, right? So basically it's pretty cool. Depending whatever you are doing, you will choose and you will go for the talent tree, right? But I think a main talent tree for the Vista is of course support talent tree, because I believe she is healer, she is debuffer, and she is buffer. Basically, all of them are basically healing abilities, right? This hero can enhance the combat abilities of their own troops and nearby allies. I believe the Dazing Assault reduces the move speed of up to 5 nearby enemy targets in circle area by 4% for 3 seconds. It's pretty cool skill, right? So I believe depending on your troop type, or you're gonna use Vista, you will choose the balanced talent tree, and support will be the main one, right? The next hero, which is Selena, and you will say she's cavalry, hunter, and field combat, right? One big exclaimer, she's cavalry, but she's actually ranged unit, like she's throwing arrows from the ranged, basically something like Call of Dragons Eagles, not Eagles, Elk Riders. So she's cavalry, but she's ranged cavalry. Let's check out the talents, right? We have hunter talent tree, we have cavalry, we have field combat, right? I generally don't recommend to go for the hunter talent tree. It's basically only for the PvE monsters, and I believe cavalry talent tree is really good. Psyched for a fight. Increased damage this hero troops deals by 15% for the first 10 seconds upon entering combat. I believe this is amazing skill for every single cavalry hero, and I believe if you are going for this hero, you should be going for cavalry tree, right? That should be the main tree. Also, reduce the skill damages hero units receive, also for tankiness. Increase the move speed, which is always great for the cavalries. Normal attacks will regenerate rage, and generally cavalries are dealing damage by the rage. And increase the damages hero cavalry type soldiers deal to extroverts, which is basically the #1 counter, right? Of course, some of the skills from the field combat is also good. We have to mention fast march, because generally if you are playing with cavalry, you want to have high march speed, right? So fast march is a great choice. Increase the counter attack damage. I don't believe this skill will be great, but if you want to go for the more march speed increase, effective logistics, it might be amazing choice, right? But generally, field combat is increasing your move speed. So if you want to go for more damage, you are going for cavalry. If you want to go for more move speed, you are going for field combat. The next hero, which is Baldur, is one of the most free-to-play friendly hero which we have in Fate War, and I believe the Baldur is the type of berserker which is more of a damage dealer than the tank, and the skills and the basically more damage dealer, and skills are saying same, right? Increasing defense and attack, increasing increasing additional damage, and here we have a lot of damage. 10k is basically a lot, right? So if we are looking at Baldur as a more of a damage dealer than tank, I believe going for berserker for dealing more damage in open field combat should be the priority, right? And the skills of the Baldur is telling me that Baldur should be dealing more damage. That's why we're gonna increase our attack, defense, and HP by 3%, and I think this is one of the most OP talents which I have seen in this game. Berserker's favor is basically increasing every single attribute which you have on your heroes, right? Which is really good. And yeah, I think like Berserker talents are mainly for offensive gameplay, and defensive talents are mainly for defensive gameplay. For the Baldur, I believe he is more of an offensive style of infantry hero. That's why my idea is to go for the Berserker talent tree in order for us to deal as much damage as possible. Of course, we will have some talents left for the defense tree, because as I said, I don't really rate Hunter talent tree, and that's why of course, like defense increase, skill damage reduction, which is our troops will receive. Even like normal attacks regenerate some rage will be great choice for defense, right? But I believe, especially at the start, Berserker talent tree is the priority for the Baldur, and I hope every free-to-play player has legendary Baldur, because this hero will help you to progress throughout the gameplay, right? The next one, which is Sara, right? Sara is the balanced hunter support, and everything Sara does is basically debuffs and some heals. You should not really expect that Sara will deal damage, but Sara will give you a lot of debuffs and heals and some damage, right? 3.8k damage factor is basically nothing, right? But we have some Blackforge skill, which is basically non-existence. Here we have reduced attack, which is debuff, and here we have reduced damage of counter attack by some percentages, increased rally limit, right? So basically more of a debuffer. So for the debuffing talent tree, of course, we are going to go for the support, right? And as I have mentioned, depending which troop type you are going to use with Sara, you will choose either you are going extrovert, cavalry, beast rider, or berserker, right? Whichever you're gonna play Sara with, you're gonna go according to the troop type. Other than that, I believe support talent should be the priority, which is basically increasing your debuffs like timings, abilities, and generally I believe like reducing move speed, getting healing increased basically. But yes, but Sara doesn't really have healing, but still I believe if you're gonna go for support until the full end, depending on your troop type, talents will be fine. But I should say one big exclaimer that Sara, I would not really recommend running Sara as a primary hero. I would recommend running Sara as a secondary, and I believe that's for every single debuffer, same for Vista and same for Sara, right? The next one is Iris. Iris is Beast Rider, Garrison, and Support, right? Let's check out. Yeah, for the Iris, of course, her main idea is to heal, and of course, it would not be a big mistake if I would say that Support talent tree until the full should be the primary. Of course, I tried my best to test it with different troop types and see if the Beast Rider talent tree is great, but for the Sara, if you were running Sara as a primary, I would go for the support talent tree because, well, only thing Sara does is giving you buffs and some heals. She basically doesn't really do damage, right? That's why support talent tree should be the primary, and of course Beast Rider should be the secondary. Of course, also we have Garrison, right? Well, as a free-to-play player, I believe doesn't really matter which kind of garrison heroes you will equip on your garrison. You will still have a lot of casualties, which is basically doesn't really matter. If you are pay-to-play player, of course, you can basically use Iris as a garrison hero and you can run garrison talent trees. If not, I believe support until the full and Beast Rider until the half should be your choice, right? Of course, if you want to use Iris, because yeah, like she basically heals a lot, right? She heals super a lot and giving you a lot of buffs. So you shouldn't really wait for Iris to be like damage dealing hero. Basically, only thing she can does is to heal your troops, and that's the thing you can utilize. That's why I believe Iris can be perfect secondary hero, and as I mentioned, only primary heroes' talents matter. The next one, which is Voll, right? Which is Voll. Voll is Berserker, Hunter, and Skill, yet another more of a damage dealer Berserker hero, less of a defense, right? Because it's pretty simple. 6k damage, 100% skill damage increase, rage regeneration in order for us to use a lot of skills. Here we have attack, well, reduce rage for the enemies. So everything about this hero is telling us that we have to deal damage, right? And in order for us to deal damage, we have two choices. One choice is Berserk, which is gonna increase our all-around stats, and we have Skill Talent Tree, which is basically will give us more damage. Feast on Fury will give us more rage by just dealing normal attack damage. The Divine Omen increase damage on next skill. The Iron Wall reduce the skill these hero troops receive. Some of it defensive stats also, right? Always angry, more rage, and of course, if you're gonna run for Berserk, of course, that's totally fine because the amount of stats we are getting from Berserker Fever, I believe Berserker's Fever is one of the best talents which I have seen in all talent trees which I have tried to understand, right? So if you are going for the Berserk, totally fine. If you are going for this skill, also totally fine. I believe going for the Hunter is a big mistake because I believe Voll is more of an open field damage dealer rather than just basically a PvE hero, right? So just go for Berserker and skill, you will be fine. The next hero which we're gonna speak is Amaterasu, right? The hero which is balanced, siege and skill, right? It's pretty interesting because yet again for the balance tree I said depending on your troop type, whichever you will choose, you will go for that one like Beast Rider, Cavalry, X-Rower and Berserker, right? For the sieging, I believe if you are a pay-to-play player, you want to go for sieging, right? This hero has an unparalleled advantage on sieging. So why I'm saying for pay-to-play players? Because if you are a free-to-play player like me, you are never attacking cities, especially at the start of the game, right? There is no chance you're gonna do it because you will lose a lot. You will lose even more than your enemies. So if you are a pay-to-play player, go for the sieging and go for the skill, and that's good enough, right? If you are a free-to-play player, I would not even recommend you to invest your tokens on this hero because, yeah, that's not your gameplay, right? Your gameplay is to be good in open field combat. The next hero, which is Aelfwine, which is balanced, hunter and support, is another support hero which is giving us buffs, debuffs, and some heals, right? So we have some damage, 7k. It's not even some damage, it's quite a nice amount of damage. Now we have increased healing received, so if we're gonna use like Iris and Aelfwine, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of healing, right? Increased experience troops earned by percentage, HP increase, and increased defense, right? So basically, I believe Aelfwine is more of a secondary hero. I wouldn't really put Aelfwine as a primary, but if you still want to do it, I believe, yet again, depending on your troop, whichever you are running with Aelfwine, you're gonna go for it, and support talent tree should be your choice simply because hunter talent tree is really bad if we are basically speaking about PvP open field, right? So if you are Axe Roller, Survivor's Counter-Strike. If you are Cavalry, cast all burdens. If you are Beast Rider, Beast Armor Salvaging. But in general, we have to mention that this hero, in my opinion, will be even better as a secondary hero, and for secondary heroes, talents does not matter. The next one, which is Erin, and that's yet another Cavalry Hunter skill hero, right? And well, this hero is basically not normal attacker, she is skill damage user, so she will deal damage by the skill, and her main attribute should be rage regeneration, right? So here we have move speed, increased damage, yes, of course, regenerate rage, because that's the most important, and ignores target's defense, right? For the talents on this hero, I believe cavalry and skill talent tree should be the choices. Well, if you want to do more damage, of course, skill will give you more damage. If you want to be more tanky, cavalry will make you more tanky. But I believe cavalry and skill is the primary choices. Never go for the hunter, that's for the PvE, right? The next one, which I want to speak because that is still like, even it's epic hero, we have to speak, right? Reynald is epic hero, which is the cavalry hunter field combat. I would say go for the cavalry and field combat, never go for the hunter. Linda, X-Rower versatile skill. Linda is basically one of the best X-Rower heroes in the game. She's doing damage by the skill, so I believe skill talent as a priority and X-Rower as a secondary should be a great choice. Now Rex is one of the best Berserker infantry, Berserker epic hero in the game. I believe going for defense and berserker is great because Rex is one of the heroes which main priority is to defend and be tank rather than being offensive type of hero. That's why defense and berserker should be the choice. And the Skarner, which is balanced gathering support, you always gonna use Skarner as a for the extra words in some points, but in general, if you're gonna use Scanner for the gathering, go for the gathering. If no, go for the support talent tree, and depending on your playstyle, go for the balanced. Of course, I still have left some heroes which I have not even acquired, and that's the reason why I won't gonna speak too much regarding them, right? I believe Kyra will be field combat extrovert. I believe Reinhardt would be field combat cavalry. I believe Hilda will be skill primary extrovert secondary because she will deal more damage by the skill. Iana will be support and beast rider. I believe she will be the hero which gonna deal damage. Yep. The Carl will be defense and berserker, finally legendary hero which gonna get some defensive stats but also will do a lot of damage. We can see he has a lot of shields, right? And Reed is, well, yep, healing. We have HP defense, we have, finally Reed will be the hero which will be the tank, so we're gonna go for defense, right? I have to mention, I'm speaking about talents with my own gameplay, with my own thoughts, how I'm building these heroes. Of course, I might not have enough information heroes which I have not recruited, but whichever heroes I spoke regarding these ones which I have played with, I believe these talent trees should be the primary choices. Maybe I make mistake, it's fine. If I did, share your ideas in comment section because that's always thankful. Thanks for watching the video. As always, if it was helpful, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content about this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.